Welcome back to Conscious Ground Sound, your source of the best music both past and present. Today we look at the new album by Phish, Big Boat. This is the 13th studio album for Phish, released October 7th, 2016. Big Boat was produced by Bob Ezrin, the same producer who recorded the 2014 Fuego album. Big Boat was recorded in Nashville, New York, and in Phish's home state, Vermont, at their studio, The Barn, and was released on Jemp ATO Records. The ARC artwork on the cover was created in 2008 by Beijing-based artist Feng and is titled Don't Touch Me No. 12. The Big Boat album is an attempt at a more personal album encouraged by producer Bob Ezrin to showcase more of who Phish are as individuals. Consequently, there are less Tom Marshall lyrical collaborations, and more than half of the album are lyrical contributions from McConnell, Fishman, Gordon, and Anastasia. The overall theme of the album seems to allude to a Noah's Ark biblical reference where the rain washes away the evil of the world, as the lyrics directly state in the final track, Petrichor. Many of the album tracks allude to some fundamental evil and ill present in the world, and by the final track of the album, all is absolved and washed away for a new beginning, presumably for those aboard the Big Boat. The opening track of Big Boat, Friends, a Fishman composition sung by none other than Henrietta himself. Friends starts with a live webcast mid-jam intro like we just tuned into a song that's already ongoing. This song has a tongue-in-cheek title as it compares the visitation of beings from other planets or the return of the Messiah with the arrival of Europeans on the North American continent. Fishman sings, "Friends, if the Lord ever comes, descending from the skies in some fiery fashion, as so many say he will, you will not see me going joyously to greet him, expecting my deliverance, but running for the hills." This is an obvious reference to the genocide inflicted upon Native Americans and a likely scenario of colonization should there be an arrival of visitors from another planet. Breath and Burning is the next track that continues with the theme of some unidentifiable imminent threat and has Anastasio's lyrical resignation as he sings, "What does it matter that the end's in sight?" And then he throws out a trite, fish-head rhyming witticism, "We're going to rage with Page at the dying of the light," which leads to a Page McConnell upbeat Hammond organ solo accompanied by a Blues Brothers sounding horn line. This is it's the end of the world as we know it and I feel fine type moment that serves up a slice of complacent yet inspirational dad rock. This song is replete with seafaring symbolism such as sinking ships and a tortoise sticking its head back into the shell that serve to flesh out the Big Boat theme a bit more. Home is Page McConnell's first track on the album, which sounds like a road song, not unlike his Halfway to the Moon from Fuego. And this track has a certain feel in the verse that reminds me of the indie rock band You Were Spiraling. It seems like Page is talking about adjusting to life after coming off tour. The song becomes a prog-rock piece after the first couple of verses that veers between a synthesizer interlude, a dissonant jam that is reminiscent of the track Demand, with sirens blaring in the background, and a four-part harmony a cappella that gives way to Phish's inimitable live improvisation that takes off until the end of the song. I like this track because it represents the musicality that really made me love Phish from their earlier days. Blaze On is the lighthearted spliff starter on Big Boat that features a strong chorus which stands in contrast to Tom Marshall's lyrical word salad. Trey sings, "I met a liar called the Messiah. I got the frying pan. I wanted fire. I saw a red dress. I met a daughter. I got the quicksand, I pray for water." Yes, these are actually the lyrics. For those of you who don't know Phish, you can sing this at a Phish show and it's bound to become profound insight or a t-shirt you can buy before the show. Overall, the track has a New Orleans Mardi Gras type feel that attempts to lay bare the elusive barriers that attempt to stop you from getting your groove on. It's a feel-good, goofy song that urges you not to take it all so seriously. Tide Turns, another Anastasia Marshall track, has me feeling like I'm listening to G.E. Smith and the Saturday Night Live Band. Here we have a polished bluesy soul number that is straight ahead in its message and delivery. The horn section returns on this track with some soul singers thrown in to season this savory slice of dad rock. Things People Do is one of the more interesting moments on Big Boat that features a single microphone that captures McConnell singing and playing an unamplified Fender Rhodes or Wurlitzer electric piano. The thing I like is is that it's raw, unpolished, and spur of the moment, but also seems like Page is searching for the words to his own song. You can hear the stumbles in the vocals that come with trying to remember the verses. It's made to seem like an impromptu performance and a spontaneously written song, which it very well may be. Phish has been known to partake in this fun activity where you make up a song on the spot for those watching and sometimes include your friends in the song, like Trey does to Page in Bittersweet Motel with the Chicks in the Front Row song. Waking Up Dead is Mike Gordon's first song on the album, and it's co-written with guitarist and multi-instrumentalist Scott Morawski from the band Max Creek. Morawski is also a collaborating member of Gordon's solo work and BK3 with Bill Kreutzmann from the Grateful Dead. Waking Up Dead starts with some processed electric guitar and mandolin line, which I'm assuming is Morawski, and then Gordon starts singing about vacuuming. The mention of a vortex with household chores is supposed to connotate the vacuum of a soulless reality that has the character in the song waking up dead. The mandolin lines and interludes give the song interest, and the metaphor is a good one that will also lend itself to John Fishman emerging from behind the drum kit with an Electrolux sometime soon. Running Out of Time is an Anastasio Marshall track that features Trey Anastasio with a solo acoustic guitar and a vulnerable lyric that's an acknowledgement of one's own mortality. The acoustic guitar gives way to nice brushwork by Fishman, a sweet Rhodes melody, lush bass, and an interesting synth melody. The track is beautiful and earnest and simultaneously carefree with its whistling outro. No Men in No Man's Land, another Anastasio Marshall track, is a funky platform for Trey to take an indulgent solo and once again express the sentiment that something is going terribly wrong. The band may be featuring a horn section during some upcoming shows given all the tracks with horns on this album. The interwoven horn lines in this track mixed with Anastasio's soloing make for one of the more interesting album improvisations. This track is bound to become a live favorite for its immediate ass-shaking groove that provides just the right platform for a killer guitar solo. Miss You is a track dedicated to Trey Anastasio's sister who died of cancer in 2009. This is a heartfelt and emotionally charged song. Anastasio relates to us about the difficulty of letting go and the grief of losing someone close to you, and it's an endearing moment for the album. It was the dude of life who tipped us off to the meaning of this track after some comments from disheartened fans. I always wanted it this way is a synth pop song with some techno sounds that was written by McConnell. It's a departure in stylistic terms, but there's not much to grasp onto in this song. The NPR Roundtable pegged Big Boat as a piss break album, and for me this is a piss break track. More is another Anastasio Marshall song where Trey sings, "I'm vibrating with love and light, I'm pulsating with love and light. In a world gone mad, there must be something more than this." And while I feel the band on this sentiment of wanting something more, politically, socially, and spiritually these days, it seems like a distant critique from a group of insanely wealthy and privileged rock stars watching the world go down the toilet, while they continue to allude to the apocalyptic fate that we are heading towards. Phish, if you are building a post-apocalyptic ark, I want in. Petrichor is the epic track of the album at 13 minutes and 31 seconds. Petrichor is defined as a pleasant smell that frequently accompanies the first rain after a long period of warm, dry weather. This is the After the Flood song. This is an Anastasio orchestral composition that has been reworked for Phish. The track is brimming with arpeggios and rhythmic changes that make it similar to songs like You Enjoy Myself or Divided Sky. But it lacks the crescendos, the melodic wizardry, and instrumental bliss that the aforementioned tracks and other extended Phish instrumentals deliver on. It's not to say this is not an interesting composition, quite the contrary. I think this will be a great song to experience live and one that I think will continue to grow on me. Overall, I give Big Boat 6.5 out of 10 stars for the effort of recording and writing these songs and for delivering us a new Phish album. But Big Boat in the end falls short in its overall vision and its lack of edginess. I feel that Fuego was a much stronger album that was energized by the reuniting of the band and had better material. I am a longtime fan of Phish. I saw my first Phish show in 1992 and I'm excited by their recent return with Fuego. Their latest release, Big Boat, doesn't speak to the greatness of their existing catalog. When measured against an incredible melodic concept album like Rift, where the solos and melodies are sustained ecstatic exclamations, or when considering Phish's debut album, Junta, that is a prog-rock masterpiece on the level of Frank Zappa's Hot Rats, there is no comparison. Billy Breeze, Hoist, and Farmhouse are great pop rock albums that really suck you in for the entire trip. In the end, Big Boat is a passable album, unlike Round Room and Joy, but compared to the intrigue and funk of Story of the Ghost and the more edgy and well-written Fuego, Big Boat is a ship lost at sea. I want all of the super loyal Phish fans out there to remember this is my opinion, and I'm sure that many will love this album. After all, it's Phish, and I also have a lot of love and gratitude for the musical doors they have opened in my life. I welcome your thoughts and critiques of Big Boat in the comments section. Let me know what you think and why you liked or disliked this album, and what your rating is on a scale of 1 to 10. If you enjoyed the review, please subscribe for notifications of upcoming reviews and check out my Facebook page and other social media for weekly musical happenings. And if you didn't like it, subscribe anyway. This has been another new album review from Conscious Ground Sound.